Okay, here we go.
Good.
We're back again
All
live.
right.
Whew, been a crazy couple weeks, that's for sure.
It's been a
We're
cold couple days. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
it's wild.
It was
Um,
-2 when I woke up this morning.
yeah.
Okay. And
Yep,
where
I
are
think
you?
yours was about the same.
We're in upstate New York, about
Oh,
45 minutes west of Albany.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I dropped my daughter off this morning on top of the hills, -7.
Yep.
So
I would say that's. I think mine was like -5, something like that.
yeah,
We
yep.
had a -20 wind chill here the other day.
We actually right now we actually don't have any water, and I know Zach, you said you had some issues with your heating right now too.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So
So
upstate New York, always gotta love it. Four drums one thing, but
yeah.
all
At
New
least the
York is
seasons change in Fort Drum.
right
Mhm.
per the hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
So
all right, I so E7 Sergeant now. Let's get into it. Describe who you are, what you do, and how you fucked my life up, but still had fun with it. All right. No, we had fun. We had fun.
Well, I'm Clarissa Johnson. So I currently serve in the Army, stationed here in Kansas. Not my place of choice, but hey, you got to go where they send you.
Yep.
Married, I have 3 kids, school age. So, it's always a battle with that as well. And getting ready for retirement, pretty much.
Awesome, awesome. For a little back history, Sergeant Johnson was my old drill sergeant, and I had a lot of fun drill sergeants. Me and Zach go back and talk about our drill sergeants and the fun they had with us and how we kind of had fun. We tried to you make the best of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you were probably I learned between you and Joe Sartre. I still can't say his name, but we still have fun. Like you guys still taught us so much by having fun, messing us up, but that's part of it. That's part of the juice. You
Yep.
drink, you gotta drink.
Right.
Um, I look back, I see some of these memes and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, that shit's real. That like, oh, you want to go? You want to play fuck games? Let's play fuck games.
It's very real.
Yeah, I saw one today. I started laughing. It said, "Oh, you didn't pack your rain gear? Well, we're gonna make it rain." And
Yep.
I just saw like 3 or 4 just starts right off the top of my head. Like, yep, that shit really is true. Um, but yeah, Zach, I know you said you had some.
I see I see a bunch of those memes all over the place, and it brings back so many
They're funny.
memories.
They're funny, but very
But
true.
they're true though. They are true. I saw one a couple weeks ago. It was a drill sergeant smiling in front of a locker which was unlocked, and
I love that
Whoa.
one. I love it.
Whoa, they got hard to think about that.
because I went to Fort Benning for my basic training, and there was absolutely no fucks given down there.
Yeah,
Everything was just. I mean, they moved our second floor room outside, and that's where we slept because one of the soldiers brought back peanut butter from the defact. He stuck it in his camelback,
Yep.
and one of the drill sergeants found it because he was eating it on the toilet in the middle of the night. So it brings back memories. But how long have you been in the military?
I just hit 19 years in October.
Okay.
wow, that's a long time.
Yes, it is. I've been in since I was 19 years old. So
And originally, if I remember correct, you're from the Bronx, right? New York,
I'm from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay. Back then, it was a lot of confusion going on. So I mean, just I knew you were from New York. So, but
Yep.
that's awesome though. So, like, how was it like when you were a kid? I'd say like teenage kid to like you look back now and you're like, damn, what? Oh, I know for myself when I joined, I was a little bit later in life. I look back and I'm like, the army straightened me out. Like it straightened me out where I was like, perspective now this way. I'm going. We're doing great things. And if I wasn't in the military, where the fuck would I be? Like,
Yeah.
how do you look back and say and reflect and say, damn, where do you think you went
I
back?
was a pretty disciplined kid. I never really got in much trouble. I would say I was my mom's favorite. My sisters tell me all the time, when I'm like, no, I wasn't. But I mean, aside from little trouble, teenagers get into,
You gotta have fun.
lying or staying out late. Outside of that, I was a pretty disciplined kid.
That's
So I
awesome.
wasn't
Yeah.
like considering where I grew up, because I grew up in the hood.
Right.
I think I turned out pretty well. I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What made you choose going into the service?
It was to get out of Brooklyn. It's not that I wanted to do it. I just needed to get out. And at that
Yep.
point, it was on my only way out.
Okay.
So I didn't see any other options for me then. I see them now, but then I'm like, no, I need to leave home. I need to leave here. And
Yeah.
I was clashing with my mom sometimes too, so I had to leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
At that
What-
age too, that's difficult to like try to be your own woman and still be like, I'm under mom's roof or whatever. Like,
Right. Very
that's
hard
tough.
to do. Very hard to do when you have a mother who smothered you, who was very overprotective, and that was my mom.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Zach.
Did how did your mom take it? How did your sisters take it?
She was upset. My mom was very upset because she saw me just being by her side like the rest of my life, So she took it very hard. I mean, she came to accept it sometime after when she knew that's the road I had chosen.
Mm.
So after a while, it never was a big deal.
Yeah, I know for myself, I was kind of the same way. My parents were like, you know what, you're doing your own stuff. Like I said, I joined later in life, so they were like, you know what, make up your own mistakes, do your thing. But then, like, since I got out, they were like, you needed that to find yourself,
Right?
and now
Right.
we're even more proud. Like, me and my dad didn't talk for a long time. So me and my mom, and then all of a sudden, like, now we're like best friends, which I feel very fortunate of, because like I feel if I didn't go through the military, that relationship wouldn't happen. I wouldn't respect and understand and appreciate the relationship I have now with them. So
Right.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. I mean, my dad passed away, so he never seen me do the whole military process. My mom, she was very worried. My brother-in-law was a recruiter, and so it was kind of like, I didn't want to do it, but I was pressured into doing it. And one day I said, "Fuck it, let's see where this road takes us." And for me, it was one of the best roads of my life. I've met so many great people,
Right.
just in the military, and
Yeah.
the drill sergeants. I still talk to all of them now on Facebook. I text them this and that, and a lot of people don't realize. I see a lot of pushback when I went through, and a lot of people don't understand that you guys are people too.
Mhm.
You're human. You're there to do a job. Yeah, nobody may like you when you're doing your job, but you're there to break a person down and build them back up to be the best soldier that they can be. And
Right.
it took me probably a month after Red Phase to figure that out. Because I was the type of person that you want to yell at me, I'm going to yell at you right back. Well,
Mhm.
I was put in my place several times, and some of those times weren't fun, but it's you guys are human.
Right. Right.
So
I think one of my favorite, it sucked, but like one of the favorite things I endured, I'd say, in basic training was going through the forge and remembering like we were going through some really heavy pines. It was dark, super, super sandy, and there was like a big ass hole or some shit. I forgot what happened. But I remember like, and I'm sorry if you get embarrassed about this, but like you tripped. And like we all ran up on you, like, Joe, are you all right? Like, we'll call a 9 line, we got you. And you're like, no, I'm good. It was just a hole. But it was like I realized that
You remember that?
absolutely. I do, because I remember I was like at that point, it wasn't just platoon versus platoon, company versus. It was like, no, we are all still a family.
Right.
Like that's my Joe Sergeant. No one's gonna say shit about her, or like no one's gonna say shit about him. Like that's my drill sergeant. Like, I gotta make sure she's okay. Like, I was a medic in real life or an EMT in real life, so like I gotta make sure whatever I can do, because that at that time that was real life. We all tripped, we all fell, and it wasn't like in the beginning you're all kind of like gods on top. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, you're all gods, just listen to them, and then like throughout it you realize, like, just like Zach said, you're people, things happen. Like, and I was just like, damn, like, I wonder how her ankle's feeling, because I'm sure you remember mine. My whole leg was like boom, like all fucked up. But it was just crazy. Like, I remember just that I don't know the word for it, like that calcification part, like that part where we all steeled in. We're like, nope, we gotta take, like, this isn't a drill anymore. This just isn't the Ford. This is real shit. Let's go.
Right, and that's what we try to instill in the soldiers, that camaraderie, family, because at the end of the day, that's what we are. We have to work with each other, so we might as well get along and push through it together.
And I know that followed me through like AIT, Airborne School, and being up at Fort Drum. Like, that come out, like, that's who your family is. Like, I talk to more of my like past soldiers than I do my own family. You know what I mean? Because to me, they're family.
Yep.
Like, that's still family.
Yeah.
It's crazy too. Like, speaking of falling and family and everybody coming together, we were doing Cold Steel, which is the last ruck march before you get the rite of passage. And we just walked out of the barracks. We had our rucksacks on and everything, and I fall off the curb and I roll my ankle. And one of the drill sergeants come up to me. He's got that smirk on his face, but he cares. Because he asked me, you're all right, you this, you that, you want to quit, and I said, no, I'll keep pushing forward. So probably about halfway through, they fake an ambush, and we all have to, disperse to one side, and then we take a break after that and get back up. We started walking, and I rolled the same ankle again. And this time he just burst out laughing because, I look like a turtle on my back with the rucksack on and everything else. And, it's just how everybody stopped and came together. We moved as a team.
Yeah.
The whole company moved as a team. One person went down, one of the drill sergeants would fall back and one of the soldiers would fall back, but there was never, it felt like the pressure was relieved at that point. You're coming to the end, and you could see the change in a drill sergeant when you're almost to the end. It was awesome. It was an awesome feeling, and it was cool to see.
Pushing yourself, yourself, and knowing that you have the support to do that.
I think one of my favorite, and I still say this, like, I know we talked about this like a year ago, was like, you wake up, you go downstairs, and you're like, Bravo Company, stop being stupid. Because we were the way you said it had me dying every day. And I'm like, guys, like, she ain't playing. Like, stop being stupid. But like, the emphasis on it was so real, and I just love it. But like, that little shit right there, just small stuff, made my day. Like, when you just saw, oh my God, I can't remember his name, and it's so horrible because he was 4th Platoon Drill Sergeant, the young, I say kid, he's younger than me. The drill sergeant who was just like fly. He was a pretty boy. He was from South Carolina, big old fucking chest. I forgot what his name was. I can't remember, but he would come out of the wall like out of nowhere and just like knife hand across the room and be like, he was had dip. He's like, hey, there's a bear, and we'd all have to like about face so we couldn't see him dip, although we knew he was dipping. And he's like, he come back, he had a big old fat lip, and we're like, big old white dude. I can't remember his fucking name.
I know you're talking.
He was a pretty boy. He had, like,
I know you're talking about now.
And everything. Yeah, and he would just hop out of the sergeant's room, knife hand us, and be like, beat your face, and we'd be in the front line rest for like 5 minutes. Like, oh my God, come back out. But everyone would still be talking and bullshit, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, the game's not hard. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
It's just like one of our drill sergeants. He would smoke Newports, And it was funny because we were going out to do PT and we caught him around the corner, and he dropped it and he started yelling at us, and then we were running, doing our 2 mile, and he comes up behind us. He's like, you know why I smoke Newports? He says the menthol clears your throat and opens your lungs for when you're running. And I look at him and I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot
But then
of
we
people
get to your
swear by
station.
that.
What's
Right?
that?
A lot of people swear by that. Like they'll smoke a cigarette before a PT test.
Yeah.
I would do those codeine drops or those menthol drops, like the halls and stuff.
Yep,
That shit works.
those
it really
work.
did.
I do
I mean,
that.
It was like funny because it's like he didn't think we would catch him.
Right.
I mean, he was doing it right around the corner. Like we come out of the door and you're right there. Go on the other side of the building.
It was a good time. So we got about 14 minutes left. So moving on with our segment, like retirement from the military. Again,
First, what?
Oh, sorry, Zach.
No, that's all right. Trying to think. The changes in the way the military was when you entered till now. Are they good changes? Like for example, the new AR 670-1, the stuff that they put out with the makeup and the hair, the nail polish. What is your take on that?
I think that was actually a very good change. It was a positive change, only because every female in the military is different. You have them from different backgrounds, culture, ethnicity. So the way we take care of ourselves, for example, our hair is different. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like for me, it wasn't really that hard for me. I just throw my hair in a bun, but that damages my hair when I've been doing it every day of my life in the military. It causes some damage to the hair. You know what I mean? As opposed to another female, say a Caucasian female, who can just throw her hair in a bun and her hair still comes out beautiful. She's been wearing her hair in a bun in the military for 20 years,
Oh, yep. Okay. Understandable.
So in order for us to be able to take care of our hair, it had to change,
Yep.
As far as the nail polish, women, they want to feel pretty. They want to feel girly. You know what I mean? I think it was a good change. The fact that they gave us the colors as well was a good change, because, you'll have the females who will take advantage of that, wear neon, pink nail polish, green, hair color outrageous, so I think there should be some type of restriction or regulation on how our appearance is in the military.
I agree.
It's understandable, and I've heard that quite a bit with the women's hair being up in a bun, all day long, every day, and that it causes a lot of damage to the hair itself.
A lot of breakage. Yes.
Now,
are you changes? I mean, you have the military definitely changed from when I came in. I think they actually care a lot more now about the soldiers, about morale. I guess depending on where you go, because there are places that still need help.
I was just going to say, each
station
is different, really.
Right. The changes that the military is making is positive change. We're trying to get to an end point, and that end point is to satisfy everyone. Make sure everyone's comfortable and make sure everyone is good for the fight.
Yep.
So.
It's a hard job. I mean, on Big Army, we'll say, is like, because just like any business, like you can't make everybody happy, but you always here we go. So our friend here says, always trying to make it better, always trying to get it better. I know Joe Sergeant Litch is watching us right now as well. So I don't know if you want to say a little hi, Battle.
Hey, Lit.
So, it's crazy, but like it's like you're always trying to make it better, but at the same time, like the small changes, like you said, with the hair or with the nails. Like I know one of my battles, E6 now, she got her E6. Joe Sergeant or Josa, I'm sorry, she didn't hit that level yet. My bad. Vic, she is retiring out. She's got med boarded. But she was saying same thing with her hair. Like it would be so tight every single day. Like she was going bald, and she's like, "This is some bullshit," you know.
Yeah.
So loosening up a little bit of those loose ends, you know, doing some nail polish here or there. Like obviously, like you said, not looking like a clown going into formation,
Right.
but being able to be a little more comfortable definitely helps. So yeah, so like, actually, Zach, do you have any more questions, man? My bad.
Are you still a drill sergeant now? Or
No,
did you rotate out?
I got off the trail back in 2018.
Okay.
So,
I would say
All
probably after our class, she was like, "Fuck these fucking
Yeah.
bags."
After you saw Tony, that was
2016
it.
to 2018, yeah.
But,
I had enough of Latours. That's it. I'm done.
although, real quick before we head to the next, I know we got like 9 minutes. I still have about we had this dude named Dugan, and this dude was a short, fat little dude. I think at the end he was trying, but he literally faked an asthma attack and had us call an ambulance to get him off the field. I'm like, bro, like you're breathing. He's like, "Ugh," like literally like weaving, and I was like we made it a dance. We're like, teach me how to Dugan because you're fucking faking this shit, bro. Like if you're gonna fake an asthma attack, at least wheeze. Like at least pretend to wheeze. Like homeboy's stats were 99%, 100% saturation of oxygen.
Winnipeg Fire, Winnipeg Ambulance, County Medic, West Bolton Fire, Mutual Aid, Glenwood Fire, Mutual Aid, Fast Team, Fire Coordinator, Structure Fire.
Are you going, Zach?
I can't. I got my daughter.
Off I-1
All right.
holders.
That's right behind our house. All right, we just got toned out for a structure fire.
Turn it off or down for a minute.
I am. That's the third structure fire today. Not for us, but in our county. We've been having a lot of fires.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's just like crazy, like seeing him like faking this whole ass, and I just laughed. I'm like, man, like, Dugan, you're still a shitbag. Like when we graduate, he's like, hey man, are we friends? I'm like, no, we're not. You're still a shitbag. Like you lied about your PT test. You lied about this. You lied about that. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Was this in basic training?
Yeah.
Did he graduate?
I don't remember because I stopped focusing on him after like the third day. After he pulled that first shit, I was like, nah, this dude's done. Like, of course you're going to be heavy breathing if you're actually running. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just crazy, man. So, yeah, so now retirement, like your next chapter of life is like, and I know a lot of us out there, we either, for me, like medical discharge, which sucked, but like retiring out, like 20 years in, like what do you have in your mind to like do after the army, or just enjoy life and say fuck it?
I still have to work. I have 3 kids, school age kids, you know.
So you
They
got,
still require, yeah.
yeah, that's,
So yeah, I plan on working. I know my husband's trying to start a trucking company.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he wants me to run it, the administrative portion of that company. So I'll probably do that.
You could, yeah, I would say you'd be really good at that, I think. So we got to ask the question, what does your drill sergeant think of your beard?
I like it. It's cool. I mean,
If that's
not while you're laying, but
right. Yeah, I remember we used to have to carry those razors in our pockets because dudes would forget how to shave in formation. So
yeah, I remember that. You have to keep it in your shoulder pocket.
yep.
Yep.
But that's awesome though, man. Or man, my bad. Is like I'm like halfway listening to Goodyear now, like hearing how this shit, because you can hear in dispatcher's voice if it's like a real call or not.
Mhm.
And they toned out like 4 companies, Fast Team and Count Coordinators. So it's a
Where
working
is it?
sector. It's in Armland Hill Road, literally right behind my house.
Oh.
Well, I say behind my house, but being on the mountain where it's like way yonder. But yeah, so that would be awesome for you to do that. I mean, because that's a great business now. Is he military as well?
No, he was.
Okay.
He got out a few years ago.
Okay,
So
but he still has
a
those
veteran.
connections. Yeah, he can still use those networks and the VA stuff to work with.
Right,
That. That's
right.
awesome. That's
Right.
awesome. Yeah, that would be great to do. I mean, the the opportunities vets have, and I'm really really all about this, is like so important to network with other vets because we understand each other, whether it was 3 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like
Right.
we all went through basic, we all went through an AIT, we all went through some kind of bullshit school that sucked, like BLC or ALC, or we all understand that. And I think like when he starts that up, give us the information and we'll promote the shit out of him,
Mhm.
because that's awesome. That's awesome.
Definitely. Very important to network.
It is. And you say you're down in Kansas now, right?
Yes.
So did you guys get hit with the tornadoes and all that?
They were around, but they didn't hit us directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Are you what base are you at, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm on Fort Riley.
Oh, okay. So you are, all right. So my friend Sergeant Vic, she's on Fort Riley as well. So it's a
Really?
small world. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, she said same thing around her. She got hit pretty good, but they had a little minor like wind damage. Like if you had a good thunderstorm, that was about it.
Right.
So,
That was
that's
right
awesome.
before. I think right before the holidays, we got hit with a really bad windstorm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like mid-December or something.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, it's not awesome, but yeah, you know what I mean. That's good that you guys didn't get affected too bad.
Yeah.
Right.
We got about 3 minutes left or so, a little bit less than that. Is there anyone you want to like do shout outs to, or any kind of promotion you want to do for yourself? I know you said you're just coming off the 6th, so you're not 100% yet.
Right. No, I mean, just a shout out to my battle buddies out there. Just on Bland, Son Bonham, Son William, Son Tauber. We still keep in contact.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Yeah, I still have a few of them on the list. For myself, because they've helped me out with some shit already on the side.
Okay.
But that's awesome though. We'll definitely be just our that's my battle. Let's go. That's but
Who
that's
was that?
familyhood. That's Joe Sarnlet.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the first one that scared the shit out of me right off the bus. Motherfucker came up to me, and if you guys don't know him, I know he's been on the show once or twice, but like he's probably like 3/4 of my size, so I'm 5'5". He's probably like 5'2", and this dude runs up to you like silent as hell.
Nobody's
like,
business.
Yeah, like Call of Duty type shit. And he's just like
He was a beast. He's a beast though.
PT all day.
Yep.
Like, but he's doing great shit too, so that's awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I know.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And if there's anything we can do for you at all, or your family or anything, let us know. That's what we're here for. Like I said, is all that network connection. So
Definitely. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
absolutely.
All right. And as always, stay triggered.
They
Y'all
triggered.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Bye.
night.